So what is going on, guys? NameDefense93 here with another video, and I've been using my 12 Pro Max with 5G on T-Mobile's network for a little less than a month now, ever since I received my 12 Pro Max. So I wanted to talk to you guys about 5G in general and why it's A, not there yet, and B, like why there's still a long way to go, not just from an infrastructure standpoint in terms of how much 5G towers or how many 5G towers we can put up, but there's another thing that I kind of want to talk to you guys about, so let's get ready for this video. So let's talk about 5G just very briefly, because there's a bunch of videos and I don't really want to get into the science behind it, but there's pretty much 3 different 5G networks out in the United States right now, at least, right? You have the millimeter wave that Verizon uses, then you have low band 5G, which is T-Mobile and Sprint, and then there's that mid-band 5G, which I'll be honest, I don't really know who uses that yet. You know, maybe it's AT&T, I'm not 100% sure, or Spectrum, or somebody uses that mid-band 5G, but like I said, I've been on the T-Mobile network, so I use low-band 5G, and to my surprise, 5G is actually in a lot more spots that I thought there would be, right? Like when I got the iPhone, I didn't get it for the 5G capability. I got it because it's the latest iPhone, it's cool, the new cameras, and things like that. But I did notice that I got a decent amount of 5G service. I thought I would find, 5G just in downtown Tampa, because that's where I am. But in all honesty, I'm about 10 to 15 minutes outside of the city center, and I do get 5G sometimes, right? I get the 5G logo on the top right-hand corner, and it surprised me. And I did do a couple tests, and I got anywhere from 40 to 70 megabytes down. And about 30 megabytes upload speeds on that 5G low-band network, which is a plus compared to the LTE.
No, 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 no.
I've been on LTE and gotten less than 1 megabyte speeds, right? Depending on where I am in the country. So it was a nice little surprise to see that 5G was in some areas and was a little bit more well known, or it's, the 5G expands a little further than you would think, or at least a little further than what I thought, right? But there's one main issue with 5G, and especially at this time period where 5G isn't readily available all over the place. Not every phone has 5G yet, especially on the lower end and the lower spectrum of price. 5G just isn't there yet, right? In order to get a cheap 5G phone, you have to go Android, right? There is no cheap iPhone 5G phone out yet. The cheapest iPhone is the SE, then you have the XR and the 11. None of those have 5G, so you're stuck at that $700 price point to get into 5G as an iPhone user. And I want to make sure you guys are making the right decision, because a lot of people want those 5G speeds. And like I said, again, this is very T-Mobile specific, but the biggest issue that I saw was this idea of being in between LTE and 5G, right? There's a lot of instances, especially when I'm not at home, or this never happens at home because I'm on Wi-Fi at home, but there's a lot of instances when I'm on the road or when I'm parked in a parking lot waiting for something where the phone doesn't know what to do, right? The phone is trying to connect to 5G and it's sort of there, but not really, so then it downgrades you to LTE and vice versa. So you're kind of stuck in this limbo where the phone doesn't know what to do and then nothing works. For instance, I was loading a YouTube video during this 5G versus LTE situation. I had 2 bars on LTE when it showed up and then only 1 bar on 5G when it showed up. So when it tried to switch between the two rapidly or decide on which one it wanted to use, the phone didn't know, the system didn't know, and it would just kind of stop everything, and it was as if I had 0 data. So that is one thing that's kind of annoying, and I think it's a lot more prominent than people think. When you're outside of the city centers, when you're 15, 20, 30 minutes outside of those city centers where that low-band 5G kind of lives, and then it tries to reach all the way out to the suburbs, right? So it's that situation where the phone doesn't know what to do. There's an LTE tower somewhere, but the 5G tower is maybe close enough to reach. So again, the phone doesn't know what to do. The phone gets confused, and you're basically stuck with no data. Like there was no situation where I was a minute without data, but there was multiple situations where it would just go between both of them in a 1-minute time span. A video would freeze a few times. So that's one thing that's pretty annoying, and it kind of just hinders this 5G reality that we all think we have when we don't really have it yet. So that is my personal story when it comes to 5G. I don't know if any of you guys are noticing that. Leave comments down below if that's a situation you're running yourself into when it comes to these new iPhones in that 5G market, or if you have Android phones, because I haven't heard of many people speaking about this on the Android side, and 5G's been around on the Android side for a little over a year now. So I wanted to know if people with Android phones that have 5G are getting the same issue. But again, for me, I'm getting that issue. The 5G iPhone situation is a little bit iffy, and the one solution that I do have for it is to actually turn off 5G. and it's pretty easy. I would recommend it if you're more into a suburban area where you know you're not going to get 5G and you know you're not going to go into a city center. So the way you actually do it is you just go into your settings, go into your cellular settings, then cellular data options, and then right then and there is where you can toggle off and on your 5G settings, and then you can even toggle off and on, you know, how much 5G you want also in that second subheading. So highly recommend turning it off if you guys are in that situation. I know for my current situation, I have it off depending on where I am. So if I know, like I said, if I know I'm going away from the city center, I'm turning off 5G because I know it's just going to mess with my data, and vice versa, guys. So leave a comment below. Like I said, if you guys have had any 5G issues, if you think 5G is ready to go. Like I said, if 5G has been amazing for you, because for some people it has. And like I said, there's more areas than I thought there would be with 5G, especially in my area. But again, I'm still running into that issue a lot more than I would like to before saying, wow, 5G is ready to go. Wow, 5G is amazing. That's my 2 cents, my personal story on 5G. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Until next time, peace.